Find stillness. This is the message from today's Roseline Oracle, and this is video 9 in the 1111 portal series. So I've been creating a video every day from the 1st of November, with the last one being on the 11th of November. This is a powerful portal, as I'm sure you're feeling. And so each day I've been bringing through a different message from one of the 11 Roseline Oracles. And those messages are quite different, but they're all designed to support you in moving through this portal, in preparing you in many ways to be in the frequency for this creation of new earth that the moving through this portal heralds. We've taken a huge leap already in this time, and whether you're aware of it or not, there's actually been a big shift happen. And so the guidance that's been coming through from these oracles every day has been to support you to navigate that. And I think today's message is integral to that. So I have a little story about this. Before I get it, actually no, let me tell you the story about Sophira first. So you've got a little bit of an understanding of Sophira. You wouldn't have heard of her. She is a Lemurian mermaid. Excuse the little ringing in the background. I decided I would let the dog in because she didn't want to be at the door. I'm pet sitting a little doggy, and she's scratching and shaking, and so obviously doing some clearing on the energy as her little name tag rattles. So we'll receive all that as part of this video. Anyway, she has a role to play in my little story, actually. So Sophira, the Lemurian mermaid. So her story also came through around that 2004-2005 time, when I did receive many of the stories of the Roseline beings. And of course, it felt like pure fantasy to me because, oh, you're a mermaid. Oh, Lemurian mermaid. Okay, let's just play with this. Sometimes that's easier because you can just receive whatever comes through. And so it was very powerful for me at the time to learn about the consciousness then and her role. And when I did the video with Carla Rose, I was talking about that she was the one who brought in the physical Rose, incarnate on the earth. Sophira was a consciousness within the waters. So the physical Rose wasn't present at that time, but the frequency of the Rose was, and she held that in the waters. Anyway, I'm not going to go, I was about to talk about the dolphins and the whales. There's a huge story around that, but this is not the time for this. For now, just knowing that that is her energy, that's what she's bringing through. So when I woke this morning, I did my usual tuning in. Okay, who's coming in today? I'm like, it's the weekend, guys, so can we make this quick? Because I worked last weekend doing the videos, so I'm ready for a weekend. Anyway, it was like, yep, it's me. I mean, there's only 3 left. So it was like, yes, it's me, Sophira. I'm coming through today. Great. So I took the little doggy, Astro. Love that name. Astro and I went down to the beach and for her walk. And normally she just races on the beach. She's a little long-haired Jack Russell. Very cute, gorgeous personality. Races down on the beach. And today she was like, no, she just sat at the entrance. Like, we'd walk down the track to get to the beach, and she just sat there and she was not going to move. And I went out on the beach, I'm running and I'm trying to entice her down, and she's just watching me. And I'm like, really? We're on the beach, Astro. What's going on? And I was ready. I wanted to start walking, because when I walk on the beach, that's when I get my information through. And I was like, yeah, Sophira's going to give me the topic. I had all these ideas. And anyway, no, Astro was not having a bar of it. So I picked her up, I carried her right down near the water, sat her down and went, come on, let's go for a swim, let's have a walk. No, she just sat there and she just looked at me. And I started to walk and I got way down, I turned around. No, she's just sitting, looking. And finally I went back and I scooped her up and I went, okay, we're just gonna sit. So we sat, and I got straight away, that's when I got the message to be in stillness, to return to stillness, to be still. Because I have been creating these videos every day, they're taking up a lot of my time. It's really quite a I mean, it's a simple production, but it's time consuming, especially since the house that I'm house sitting in here has a very slow upload speed, I discovered. And so they're quite time consuming, and I'm doing my normal business things around it. And so I'm online a lot at the moment. And of course, because of what's gone on this past week, there is a lot capturing my attention online. So what I realized, dear little Astro was teaching me was, let's just sit on the beach and stare at the water. And so we did that for probably 15 minutes. And I tried a couple of times to see if she was going to walk. Nope, we're going to stay longer. And so I just sat there and looked at the water, scratched her, just was present. And I thought, I haven't been doing this. And I could feel the stillness. And as I was looking at the water and the surf, and I was seeing the sunlight reflecting on the water, and I've always felt like that sparkling energy for me is always like Sophira going, here I am. And interesting, since, for the few years I've been watching Pam Gregory, the astrologer, and she has talked about that being Celestia, the dwarf planet, I think, Celestia. And so now I'm often thinking, I call her Sophira, that's her there. And so I was sitting and I was just watching that play of light, the masculine energy, and water, the feminine energy, just dancing together. And it was really, really beautiful. And so that was the message she gave me. And then I said to Astro, I was like, okay, I'm going for a swim. You can stay here. So I went out in the water, and of course she was not going to miss out. Like, she's little, but she loves the water. And so she came racing in. And then after that, she was full of beans, and she was racing on the beach, and she was actually doing big circles, like just running big circles, one after the other. And I was like, oh, this dog, like there's a lot going on here. I feel like she's giving me lots of messages. But anyway, the message around that was the Alpha and Omega. That's what came to me with that. There was a lot there, but we won't go there. Let's stay with stillness, because I'm being very tempted to go off on all these different directions, but let's come back. It is insane out there right now. Energetically, I mean, yesterday I was completely wiped out. I think just what's happening, I mean, it's been like this for a while now, astrologically, energetically, astrologically, one and the same really. There is so much distraction. There is so much distortion. There is, as I was saying in one of the other videos, there's a theatrical production going on out there. And what is vital for us at this time is to find our stillness. Be in stillness, however that looks for you, wherever you can find that. It's vital. It brings you back to your center. It assists you in being grounded. And it assists you in returning your frequency to your natural frequency, and stop being a sponge absorbing all the other frequencies that you're giving your attention to. And that's one thing I realized in the last 24 hours, like, it's time to pull back from it all now, and just come home to me and just be in stillness. And dear little Astro helped me see that. Well, Sophira through Astro, perhaps. So I'm going to go into the channeling and see what Sophira wishes to share with us beyond that. Yeah, it's time. Okay, so you may wish to close your eyes to receive this message. Receive the activation of the words I speak. Receive the activation of the light language, which will be at the end of this message, which is designed to take you beyond your mind, just to receive the frequency. In some ways, it's like I speak the message in English, dog language, And then I encapsulate it in just a small amount of light language at the end. But because you're not listening to words, you can allow the frequency just to bathe you. Okay. My family of the rose. Each of you a little petal, holding your own essence. Each of you a drop of water, holding your own essence, but still part of the whole. Your essence, a fractal of the whole. I come to you today through the water, the consciousness of water. The sacred waters were here on earth at the beginning, holding the pure consciousness of love, the pure consciousness of the rose. Those waters did become polluted. And the whales and the dolphins and the octopi all had a role in keeping them as clear as possible to be able to maintain the frequency of love. But humanity had a journey into the density, forgetting the sacredness of the waters. But now you are remembering, and you are reprogramming the waters within you to remember that sacredness. To remember that the water holds the essence of all it comes into contact with. And so it is vital that that essence is love. For you to co-create new earth, the essence of water within you must return to love. So how do you do this when there is seemingly chaos around you? So many distractions, distortions. You find your stillness. You come home. You turn off. You sit and you stare at the waves. You stare at the leaves of a tree, at the clouds in the sky. You stroke your pet, giving it your full attention. You allow yourself the luxury of simply staring into space, a lost art in this age of distraction. This is how you return to stillness. This is how you return your frequency to love. This is how the waters in your body return to love. Return to their original sacredness. And then as within, so without. Have you ever lay in the water, under the water, perhaps snorkeling or diving, and all you are aware of is the stillness of the water around you. Or if you are breathing through a snorkel or when diving, your breath, all you hear is your breath. And everything around you is still. This is your natural state. You can even do it in the bathtub. Go under and experience the stillness of the water. Open your heart and send love into that stillness. And the water around you, as well as the waters within you, will reflect that love. At this time in the planet's evolution, your return to stillness, even just for 30 seconds, is more beneficial to humanity's evolution than it has ever been. Remember, stillness is being in love. Stillness enables the frequency of love. Be still, my friend. Be still. Here Lemuria sodi, hura lemuistota, kirani se, hupoaya, hupoaya, hupoaya. Make time to be still during this 11:11 portal. I'll see you again tomorrow. Rose blessings to you.